Sucking on my dick like she knew today. Blowing through the check, yeah, we knew today. And I ride it and I talk about it, just do that shit. And I ride it and I talk about it, just do that shit. And I ride it and I talk about it, just do that shit. Got them bitches saying, yeah, he do that shit, he do that shit. Sucking on my dick like she knew today. Blowing through the check, yeah, I'm new today. Running shit back like a frisbee, bitch. Bring that shit back like a frisbee, bitch. And I ride it and I talk about it, just do that shit. And I ride it and I talk about it, just let it shit. And I ride it and I talk about it, just shoot the shit. Got these niggas saying, yeah, he do that shit. And he rather go talk about it than do the shit. Pull up on your block and we shootin' shit. Pull up on your bitch and I'm hitting it. Hitting on your bitch and I'm killing it. And I ride and I talk about it, just do the shit. And I ride and I talk about it, just do the shit. And a little nigga with the ruler. And a little nigga with the ruler. Little nigga on that nigga, y'all. I'm walking on your little bitty, y'all. Our rap Simmons never hit a figure, y'all. South Atlanta, yeah, we coming up. Ooh, push your middle fingers up.
Need a coffee.
Pour it in my double cup. Oh, a steno clip, double up. And I ride and I talk about it and shoot it up.
All right. What is good? How am I doing? I'm tired, man, but I've been researching into these like whole life insurance policies where you can basically finesse like the banking system. Look it up, y'all. I've known about it for a while, but I'm finally trying to invest into it. You know, look it up. Look it up, though. You can basically like earn hella bread in the long run without paying taxes. And I never want to pay taxes. That ain't cool. I gotta play woke up like this for the culture. Okay, we can end off on that. Anyway, all right. So, Lil Xan taking another L, bro. I don't know what it is about him, but he's like a zombie at this point, like 2016 or whenever he popped off. It was out actually like 2018, I want to say. Basically, the peak of emo rap and just degeneracy for SoundCloud rappers, where you could essentially just get face tats, turn on some auto-tune in the studio, somehow have like a little bit of an edgy, actually just get a broken heart tatted on your face, and essentially you're a SoundCloud rapper that's successful, mildly at least. So Lil Xan posts on his Instagram story, I'm sure y'all already saw this, where he was calling somebody a Playboi Carti clone, and he's getting pissed at people for charging him $20K for the feature. These new rappers trying to charge $200K. That's crazy. My guy, y'all copying Playboi. Please stop. Y'all worth it the most. $20K for real, for real. Now, I'm trying to figure out who is he talking about. It's got to be somebody who's popping off right now within like this scene. You know what I'm saying? Because Carti's definitely worth that $200K, and he's confirming this. Who else would it be? I'm thinking it's Yeet, because Yeet is I feel like he would be the upcoming rapper that people would want to feature from. And that could also charge I don't know about $200K, because Carti and Uzi, they're more like $200K. I would actually say Carti's like $150, $200. Uzi's like $100, $150, just because of how rare Carti is. I actually think that, you know, we already know Uzi's a bigger rapper, but sometimes feature prices are based on like brand equity. How much are they going to lose their rarity by giving you that feature? And that's why if Yeet, if he charged him $200K, he's not worth necessarily $200K, but he's saying like, yo, I'm not hopping on a Lil Xan feature for anything less than $200K, because that just, he was trying to probably give him something so that he would say no. And he did him justice, you know, like he's like, oh, you don't want $200K? Okay. It's probably like the Pierre situation where he didn't want to give K Suave the beat unless it was $80K, bro. So it's kind of just like a deterrent. I don't think Yeet could really command a $200K feature, but hey, man, maybe. I don't know if, I know he's streaming technically total wise more than Uzi, not Uzi, actually. No, I think Uzi's higher than him. He's streaming more than Carti, like total streams wise, at least in the last year as we've seen that chart, but it's not necessarily about that. It's like, how many streams are you going to get from that feature? And again, the brand equity portion. Somebody else said, NN7774 said Def Lone or Ken. Now, here's why I don't think it's Ken or Lone, because you can't really say y'all copying Playboy if you're signed to Playboy, because y'all are Playboy. They are literally like, no, they're not. I'm not saying they're clones, but like they are part of that Playboy Cardi camp. So Cardi's label is in charge of like, yo, you're going to charge this much for a feature. I know that the artists and their individual management might do that, but it's still, you know, a percentage of it goes to the label, I think, at least. So I don't think that it's Ken or Lone. And who else would it be? Like, it's not Sofago. No offense, not trying to hate here, but Sofago ain't even getting on the board for first week album sales. So it's got to be Yeet. That's what I'm saying. And then it got to be Yeet because nobody else sound like Cardi. Okay, see, there's another thing. So who else do we know that has a similar sound to Playboy Cardi? I know it's like Ken and Lone, this whole generation kind of. But we all know that Yeet, especially his fan base and I guess his aesthetic and beat selection, although at this point he's kind of gone on his own way, so this is no hate whatsoever, but we're just going objectively. He is the person, Yeet, that is compared to Cardi most. So it's got to be Yeet. Homicide Gang, it can't be Homicide Gang. To be even asking for 200K, you got to be putting up numbers. Unless it's like NBA Youngboy or something. But I feel like NBA Youngboy could charge 200K. He was literally like in top 5 on that most streamed artists from year to date. So I don't know. Who else would Lil Xan want though? Youngboy ain't new. Wait, these new rappers. Okay, you're right. These new rappers trying to charge. There's not really that large of a selection of new rappers. It got to be Yeet, Sofago, Ken, Carson, Destroy Lonely. Who else? It's got to be Yeet. Baby Keem. Is Baby Keem even new though? Like, I feel like he's been out for a while, since 2020, 2019 maybe. That's when his first album at least started to pop off. So if Lil Xan wanted to, Lil Xan was going through it at that time. He just now came back to his first performance, slipping and falling on the Goo Lagoon on stage. Somebody ejaculated there and then he slipped. They did it on purpose. It might have been his. He hadn't performed in a while. He got all excited. He got the red rocket like he was a little dog, a chihuahua up there. Summers. Again, no offense, because y'all know I like Summers, but Summers ain't charging no 200K for a feature, bro. 200K. If I was Summers, I would take the 200K. I feel like to charge 200K, you really got to be making bread to say like, no, I don't need you, because everybody got a price, right? Including myself. Not for features, but like to do anything. Like, I'm sorry, but I know y'all are getting on your knees for 10 mil, bro. I'm sorry. Like, if nobody's taking a picture or taking a video, y'all sucking. Don't lie to yourselves. Now, if you're making 10 mil, such as Yeet, you're not taking that 200K for the feature because you don't care. You're like, I made 200K last month. Like, what is this 200K gonna do? So that's where the brand equity portion comes in. So, exactly, working with Lil Xan is a huge L at this point. Like, nobody's going through that embarrassment because a feature at this point, not all features, because sometimes rappers just be taking a bag. You can tell when they get in the music videos and they ain't even looking at the camera. Like, they're scoping out some ass in the back of the studio or like strip club or something. They're like just mumbling the words. They're not even saying the words. They're just a cameo. So those people just taking the bag. But other features, a lot of times, at least Yeet fans will come in and listen to the Lil Xan song. So he just does not even want to give that cosign. Why would he give the cosign for 200,000? It's like, you got to pay $1 million at least. And I think The only person who's charging like $1 million at this point, and not even really, because I've heard Drake doesn't even charge for features because he really don't even care like that. Like, how much money are you gonna give Drake? He's a billionaire, people have said, to get him on your song. Like, nothing. He really just gotta mess with you. Because what is another $1 million to him gonna do? He's just gonna put one more engagement ring on his chain. He's gonna get another Richard Mille. Okay, he already got 15 in his house. Like, it don't even matter. Trippy's not new either, yeah. And I feel like Trippy, I don't know if he'd give him one, but I feel like at this point, let me look. Because they came up in the same era. So Lil Xan, Trippy. Let's see if they got a collab. They do. Baby Goth. Look at Baby Goth. See? That was an industry plant, or at least people were talking about it was. I don't know. I never really listened. I don't think I've heard one song from her, but Trippy is on a song with Lil Xan. So, but at that point, it doesn't necessarily look bad because they came from the same generation. So, you know what I'm saying? Xan's mad at who? He's mad at Yeet. I'm assuming. I don't know for sure. It was a bad time for music. I mean, there was lows, but there was also a lot of highs. I mean, I would say that SoundCloud generation, sure, when you look back, you're like, damn, anybody with face tats and made a funny Instagram video basically blew up. And that was true. However, or they had colored dreads. That was the thing. Like, even Icy Narco had like blue hair. Kid Buu had pink hair. Trippy had red. X had the split hair plus the gray at one point, and even the blue. Who else? Juice had like the purple tips, I want to say, or blue tips. There are many others. Y'all know what I'm saying. But I feel like there are also a lot of good music. I mean, we got X, we got Juice, we got Trippy, we got Uzi, we got Cardi, we got a whole bunch of people. So I'd say even though we went through some bad times, or a lot of the artists have fallen off since then, I mean, it's still a positive in my book. It's a net positive, right? Without that era, we wouldn't have Uzi's. Yeah, exactly. I think just because we got Uzi, Cardi, Trippy, R.I.P. Juice, R.I.P. X just, they found guilty for the 3 or 4 people that had the armed robbery and murdered him, unfortunately. Who else? All the people that we still listen to today. Although there were some fallen soldiers like Lil Skies and, you know, Lil Mosey and etc., etc. But every era has casualties. Sometimes you gotta have that so that the new guys can step in, like Yeet, Destroy Lonely, Ken. I'm hoping that Sofeo can make it through that Nav tour because they really, he might be a casualty on that tour. It is what it is, bro. But yeah, Xan, I don't know if Xan's been salty, but he's trying to make a comeback. And like, to me, Lil Xan, he might be like 24 years old or something like that. He's just a little bit naive and immature. Like, he just doesn't get it. Like, if you fall off, you almost gotta realize you gotta be realistic of where you are and play the cards where you can. Like, I'm sorry, but if you didn't know that you were not gonna get a solid price from Yeet, you're just stupid. Like, if you shouldn't even have asked. Or when you ask, you know, like, oh, he's gonna screw me over with this feature, so I gotta get my label. And then we got to run the numbers. Like, we got to get this many streams to break even for a 200K. Like, you can't even be offended at this point. Like, look at your whole discography, bro. It's trash. Your name is Lil Xan. I'm sorry, but we left Xans in like 2018. It took too many people. RIP to a couple of my friends from home too, because they were laced with fentanyl. Literally. I never understood the whole hype around Xans anyway, because not even like the laced stuff, but just why do y'all want to be zombies? I'd rather do the uppers. I'd rather be on the tit ski, you know what I'm saying? Be like, or I'd rather be dating Molly. God's Gym says, any of you in the comments can sell your soul and get into the industry. They're nothing special. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Don't fall there. Bro, selling your soul is not a thing, bro. It's not real. It's a metaphor for giving up creative control by signing to a label who then has, again, the control, because if they give you $1 million, that's a loan plus interest. And therefore, you got to do what they say because they just gave you $1 million. It's like when you go to a job, like you work at Ben and Jerry's, you're scooping ice cream for them. They're going to be like, yo, mop the floor, bitch. And it's like, you're going to do it because they're sending you money every 2 weeks. And it's, you can choose not to do that, but you technically sold your soul for that bi-weekly paycheck. There's a saying, I think, that says the only thing more addictive than heroin is a monthly salary. It's like you sold your soul. Like people go to their job 9 to 5 every Monday through Friday, similar to signing to a label. You do whatever your boss / company says to make them cajillions of dollars. Meanwhile, you're making whatever it is, 50, 60K per year, which is nothing bad. You know, you got to start somewhere, or that maybe you got to land somewhere. That's still good money. You can live off that. But you sold your soul. You're not living life and doing a 9 to 5. And granted, I got a 9 to 5 too, so don't think that I'm shitting on anybody. But I'm out here trying to make the bag so that in 10 years I'm maxed out and then I can just go live like Larry anywhere. Have I heard the Ken Uzi snippet? Have I? I think that we actually got, I don't know if we heard a snippet back in the day or if somebody who was in the leak space, maybe it was like King Bob or maybe it was somebody else, like in one of those abstract discords in the crevices of the dark web and whatnot, who said like, yo, there's a Ken Lone Uzi snippet. I'm like, damn. So we got Uzi. I remember talking about this with y'all. We got a Uzi Ken collab leak before we even heard Ken and Cardi, who's literally his label owner, bro. That's how you know he's up. Look, I know that Ken and Cardi and even Lone and Cardi got songs together because I think even in interviews they said that they got locked in the studio, or they locked in at the studio. They didn't get locked. They got locked in the green room, bro. Cardi got him locked in the basement closet. Nah. But I would not be surprised in an alternate universe if Cardi still had not even given them a song. He's like, he just kept egging them on, like, yo, I'll give you the feature. Just keep giving me the bankroll off your whatever, your royalties. Cause I can imagine that Cardi commands a pretty hefty label deal percentage of his own because of how strong his cosign is. Like, that's what you want, though. But anyway, let's check out this snippet. So Uzi was, I don't know what the story is actually. Red Pines posted this originally, but Uzi is on Hella. I don't know if this is a remix. I don't know if this is like Uzi was supposed to be on it, but at the time when Hella dropped Project X, we all know it was my favorite Ken project. It's a legendary project. That was probably the peak for me of the Rage generation. With all the iconic beats. Starboy, Out of Town, who is it? Luso going crazy. So I don't know if Uzi was supposed to be on it, but at the time, Ken wasn't big enough, I'd say. Like, it just wasn't the right time for Uzi to hop on a feature like that in Ken's career, because then people would call him like an industry plan for the people who didn't know. And also, again, Cardi ain't even hot. I feel like Cardi got to hop on the song before Uzi does. Like, how is this possible? It's not even possible. Do we think we're getting the Cardi album this year? We'll talk about that in a second. Okay, that doesn't seem like AI or a fake feature or anything. Like what are they doing nowadays? They're taking like acapellas from different songs and they piece them together on a different beat. Like that Celia and Hella, they rhyme pretty well, right? So it's gonna sound fire. Hopefully that leaks. Like I'm down to hear it. Hella is one of my favorite songs on Project X, although the whole project is fire to me anyway. But as I was saying, so there's like an account, I want to say, where they said Cardi in April or something. Now, right here, ABTLA Insider. I just want to say, I don't think this is true whatsoever. I feel like they just got a rumor and somebody told them fake info, or maybe it's a single. Maybe Rockstar is supposed to drop, because that's pretty possible as well. But at the same time, one, Cardi changes his mind all the time. But two, isn't Destroy Lonely supposed to drop in April? And so like Cardi dropping in April would overshadow his project If Looks Could Kill, right? If I recall correctly, like I could be wrong, but I thought Lone was supposed to drop in April. So I think this is hella cap. So don't take it, like take it with a grain of salt. Like put a whole pink Himalayan salt like you're smoking crack in your spoon. That's what this is. Hella it's not even cap. This is crack. This is crack for all the fans. But look how many likes this got. Like they knew they would go viral with this. It's crazy. Cardi is dropping this year. He cannot continue to run a whole lot of red. He can, man. I feel like Cardi is the type of artist who he could literally just go perform different songs and snippets for the next 2 years. Rockstar, among other unreleased tracks that he never actually releases, and people would still be anticipating the next project just because of the energy that he brings to these performances. I'm telling you, he can continue to blue ball people. Now, would that be good monetarily? No, because you got to start building your discography, so that he only got 3 projects out, man. So if he continues to drop projects and then perform it, because he already went on a whole lot of red tour, so it would make sense that, you know, get more material to drop another project. I mean, to tour with. So I think it would be beneficial to drop the project. Also, Uzi, with that story, he said he and his love, pause, are going to drop or are taking over the world soon. So I think, again, that means that they're both dropping soon. If you also recall, Uzi dropped Eternal Take around the same time that Cardi originally started dropping At Me. Or no, Uzi dropped Eternal Take before him, but then Cardi started dropping, and then Uzi dropped the, what was it? Was it Not Me or like Baby Sasuke or something? No. What was it? I think it was just Sasuke. It had like the red cover with the Chinese or Japanese dragon or something. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It dropped in April of 2020 or May or something. It was Sasuke. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Does that mean they're dropping 1629? No. It just means that they're dropping the same time, or that Cardi's gonna feature on Uzi's project. Again, I don't know. Like, also, Uzi always gives Cardi the features, so it's better for, like, Cardi kind of owes Uzi. I know Cardi featured on Perfect Love Tape, but Uzi gave Cardi 3 features. Shoota, Looking, It Woke Up Like This. I don't know if there are any other official releases. Are there? But it's time for Cardi to give him back a big feature, even though, again, Uzi's a bigger artist, on his next project, so that he, for free, mind you, because of the swaps, so that Uzi can make the bag off of this collab, because that, you know, that's going to break the internet. It's going to be the most popular song on the project by far, just because the two, they got a whole story behind them. Do I think they're going to do a feature swap? I don't know, man. They are illogical, because if we're talking about money, yes, they would do that, because it would bring streams and hype to both of their projects. But both of them do their own thing. Like they don't necessarily care about maximizing money. They care about their brands more, which is technically better in the long term. So don't get me wrong. So that's why I say, like, I don't think Cardi will even feature Uzi on his project. But I hope they do, for sure. But if they did the swap, I don't know. But the swap might already be in play because technically, again, Uzi is giving Cardi more features than vice versa. So Cardi kind of owe him one already. Cardi is bigger than... No, he's not, bro. Just look at the... Whole Lot of Red sold 100K. Eternal Attack sold 288K. Okay? That's almost triple. Triple, bro. That doesn't make sense. Also, Uzi's on Billboard right now with multiple songs, or at least was. And those are just TikTok. Like, he didn't even promote those. I don't think he posted that on his story even. Uzi's just a bigger figure too. And no offense, y'all know that I like Cardi more right now. Overall, like all time though, I do like Uzi, but I love Cardi self-titled. Would I rather have I'd rather have the OG 1629 to be honest. But that whole mixtape basically leaked, so we already got it. So I'm down to get the new one. Although I don't think that they would create a 1629 now just because their sounds are so different now. Like Uzi's on like a more classic trajectory of where we would expect him. Cardi's on a whole rock star thing where, like, if you heard Cardi in 2017, you would not have expected him to land where he is now with like all the face paint and whatnot, because he was a clout rapper like streetwear god. He's wearing Supreme and all that. Now you would not catch him wearing any of that. Only Rick Owens.
Bob, do you think Ken Carson is gonna fall off?
I mean, I give him another 2 years at least. I'm not saying he's gonna fall off. Like, he's just gotta evolve more. And I know he's doing his like whole low voice thing, but I just don't know if that's gonna catch on as much as Project X type sound did for him, or Teen X Relapse, like the whole electronic rage. The low voice, I mean, it just doesn't hit for me as hard, but it really depends on other artists that come in the game in the next couple of years. Because right now, when you hear Ken Carson in the news or whatever, people are still excited about it. Because, I mean, he, Destroy Lonely, Yeet, Summer somewhat, like Sofago somewhat. It's really those three. Yeet, Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely. Those are the people who are controlling this new generation of music, or like the underground sound. I know they're not underground, but like, you know what I'm talking about. They control that. They influence the sounds below them in the underground. So until somebody else takes that spot, kind of like what Yeet did to Sofago, like I don't think he's gonna fall off with relevance or influence, you know? Is Sofago considered falling off? No, but he's in a different space. Like, I think he has a lot to prove. This next EP that he has to release has to hit hard, or else I just think that people are going to forget and not care. Or he's going to be like a Don Toliver type where he just has a totally separate fan base that isn't about hype. Like, they don't care about numbers. They just like him, and he gets on playlists. It's more industry backed rather than organic fan base. Although he still does have that, but it's just not as large as, say, a Yeet or Destroy Lonely or Ken Carson, where anything they do, if they're interviewed by TMZ or whatever, it's gonna blow up in views. Whereas, you know, if Don Toliver's seen out in public, like, I'm sorry, nobody cares. However, he might get a random #1 song on Billboard just because it lands on radio and then TikTok, and like they just have a good melodic sound that has a mainstream appeal, you know? But yeah, also Fago's not really getting the push. I don't know about Promised, because he could have, I think his management and him, they could have gone with the major label backing, but they just haven't done it yet. They will do it at some point, I know for a fact. or at least, you know, if they want that big bag, they will do that, but they just haven't yet. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if Travis Scott can give him that push. I mean, when you're a Travis Scott, all you can really do is just give him a cosign, take a couple pics with him, be seen out in public with him. But ultimately, like, it's up to the label / media group behind you to get you on all the pages and whatnot. Whereas, and have a budget behind you. But if you go with the independent distributor, you don't really get a big advance up front to use for the marketing, which every other label does. So that's the issue right now. Because you can take pictures with Travis Scott. However, if you don't have the marketing budget, that's not going to get spread around on all the pages. You know, like, you're not going to get it posted on Rap with however many followers they have, or Academics, where they're going to get that out. Like, oh, Travis Scott's with a new artist, for all the people who don't know who Sofego is, to then understand or learn who that is and then start listening to his music. You know what I'm saying? Like Ken and Lone, they're signed to Interscope. They're technically in bigger deals than Sofego is right now. Like, I know Sofego signed to Travis Scott, but they probably had a bigger advance than Sofego did already. And that's why they're bigger than him right now. He might have a bigger song than them, but like, you can just feel the hype behind Ken and Lone as opposed to Sofego right now. I mean, he's on tour with Nav. Come on. Do I like Afterlife or No Stylist more? That's a good question. Honestly, No Stylist was a really good album. So was Afterlife. I think if I was going for a hype album, I'd go for Afterlife. Like, if I'm in the gym, if I'm talking about like just chilling, I would go for No Stylist. But I want to hear Yeet and Lone. That would be interesting for sure, especially because Yeet does have some of those more low-key guitar songs that Destroy Lonely been rocking for a couple years now, or not a year. I don't know how long it's been since No Stylist, or maybe before that. I wasn't really that in tune with Lone before that, but I think it could work for sure. Whereas Ken and Yeet already worked together, I think. Yeah, they have. And then it would be crazy to see Yeet and Cardi collab. Of course, Lone and Ken to collab with Cardi too, but Yeet and Cardi would blow up the internet, similar to Uzi and Cardi. Because Uzi and Yeet have already collabed, and that did break the internet. Kinda. All right. Well, shit. I was talking to a financial advisor before this, so I got on super late. I was trying to get on at like 10:30, but then I got sidetracked. So I got to go to bed, per usual. I'm sorry, my guys, but I will see y'all tomorrow on stream, okay? See you there. Peace out, Kai people. I'm sorry to go so early in the stream. It's only been 32 minutes. God damn. Maybe this weekend we'll have like a long stream where we just chill for like a few hours. I get people in the Discord. All right. Nice seeing.